What's up YouTube? Eric here, Mr. Fired Up Wealth. This is my third video this week. It's been kind of a rough week for some of these growth names, so I wanted to drop a quick one, kind of a chart day type video. I'm gonna bring you 5 stocks that I think are decent buys here and show you some charts, some technicals, where they might go, some different levels that I'd be looking at. So the reason I'm actually gonna do these 5 stocks is in the Fired Up Wealth community, we voted on 5 channels that we wanted to have specific Discord channels for due diligence. And these are the 5 stocks that were most popular and voted for by the community. So let's get going. The first stock, Nvidia. Now, all 5 of the stocks I'm going to cover here today. I have lots of due diligence on the channel here on the Fired Up Wealth YouTube channel. Subscribe, go check out some playlists because I've got deep dive videos on all these different stocks. So I'm going to go through just quick charts, give you a quick rapid fire 10-minute video. Nvidia, I think it's a buy where it's at now, although I will say it's expensive. Now, the last time I did a video, I think around August, I said it was a top stock to buy back here in August, this red kind of wedge, and it broke out. This is before the split. It ran basically from 175 bucks to 350. It was running pretty hot like a lot of these. And it's come down. Now you can see, I've got this drawn up here. You know, the reason I drew this yellow line is just to show you that it's still running hot. This is the trend line down here, the blue line. This is the 200-day moving average, this red line, that's a simple moving average. And I got some different channels in here I explained on chart day, but I would love to see it come down here. I think it probably holds this $250 level. So I said probably bottoms at 270. If not, look for this channel between 250 and 270. It looks like it kind of want to hold that $270 line. Looks like it wants to bounce from there. You have to be careful with this one because it is kind of expensive, but when you think of all the different secular tailwinds, these guys have their hands basically in everything. And in my opinion, Nvidia is a must own for any portfolio over the next 5 years as a long-term investment. So up next, guys, is Tesla. Now, this one's expensive as well, but it's kind of still in that Wall Street fashion show, and you think about what's going to be popular, even though it has a high valuation. Now, these are some old comments here from chart day, December 7th. I thought it would hold this 950 range. It did break it by a little bit. I drew these 3 circles and said, here's where it could go and where it'd probably hold up. And it hasn't come down. It barely touched this bottom circle. But I do think in this range, it's probably a buy around, $930. If you could get it closer to like 850, it'd be ideal, but it might not come down here. If you look at the 200-day moving average, it's closer to 765 or something like that. This blue line right here is around $858. It hasn't come quite that low, so it might hold up kind of where it's at and bounce. If it does dip a little bit more, I think it's an opportunity to add. And this one is expensive. It's ran hard. If you zoom the chart out, you can see it's made killer run, but I think there's still room to go. And Tesla, I do like this stock, and again, I think it's still in that Wall Street fashion show of what institutional investors might buy for 2022. Next, guys, is Snowflake. I've been bullish on this one since the IPO. I actually brought this to YouTube before the IPO came out, and I was patient and I waited with the community. We bought down here, basically back in May, June timeframe. We were trying to buy it 235, 225 and less. Some of us got it, 185, 190. My cost basis is around $220. It did rip to 405. It's pulled back. It's still pretty expensive. I circled this yellow part. Everything you're seeing here is previous chart days. So we do chart day every Wednesday. And if you're interested, go check out Fired Up Wealth Patreon. You can join that every Wednesday. We do a chart day. We go through the group's picks and I go through analysis like this. So I circled this saying that it could come down in here. And you'll notice a lot of these stocks just kind of hit the tip of the circle and didn't quite get there. The 200-day moving average on Snowflake, it's about $278, but it bottomed closer to $310. This blue line here is a trend line. It looks like it kind of wants to get above this trend line and go higher. This is one where institutional investors do like this and like the management. So high, valuation stock, expensive stock, but still seems to have a lot of confidence in that institutional investor pool. So there's no guaranteeing that it can't go under $300. And if it did, I think it'd be a good buy. But I actually like it in this range, especially if you can get a little bit lower, close to that 200-day moving average. And this one is a long-term investment, something that you want to hold for several years. So the fourth one I want to cover today is Unity. I brought this one to YouTube as well, did a video before the IPO, and we tried to be patient on this one. I didn't buy it right away, got it on the pullback, had a dollar cost average war, started buying a little earlier, went under $100, went to like 80 bucks. I have a decent cost basis on it now. You know, Unity ran all the way to 210. The whole metaverse push got a little expensive, ran hot. I circled this yellow circle and it did actually, so I circled this before it came in and said I could go in there. Now this graph, I said it was healthier as it was coming down. And if the market sold off, you could see $120, which would kind of be in this yellow circle, close to that 200-day moving average. But I said there was a high chance in chart day that basically could bottom out at the bottom of this graph. And you can see it dipped slightly lower than that. It's made a nice recovery since. So I actually like it in this range. Again, like a lot of these charts, if you can get it a little bit lower, the problem is these are high demand stocks, so they might not come all the way down to that lower circle or that 200-day moving average. So I like it in this range. Again, another one that's expensive, but a lot better than buying it at $210. And I always dollar cost average. So on all these stocks, I'm not going to go all in on one day. I'm going to nibble a little bit in dollar cost average. So I'm showing you 5 charts, 5 stocks that I think are good to nibble at these areas, knowing that they always could go lower. UiPath, another IPO, brought this one to YouTube, and it actually has not performed very well. I am very bullish on this. In fact, this is in my new 10. So I've got a new 10 series. It's called the new 10. I've actually got 12 stocks in there. There's a couple bonus stocks, but UiPath is one of those 10. If you're interested in watching that video, it's an exclusive for the Patreon community. Check out Patreon, Fired Up Wealth, and you can go check out all 10 of those stocks. So UiPath is one of the new 10. Now, anytime you can get this thing, in my opinion, it's a buy under $50, but obviously it went even lower than 40. So I drew this up in chart day saying $40 level, it could come to $37.50, $34.75. It didn't get quite there. It just got under $40 and found buyers and is back over 41 now. So I think it's possible. A lot of these charts have some technical damage. These stocks on these charts I'm showing you could always go a little bit lower. I think that this one would have pretty good support at 35. There's never a guarantee. If this video is helpful, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to get notifications, throw me a like, smash the like button, drop me a comment, helps out the algorithm. I appreciate your time and attention. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.